Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today. Welcome along. It's another share for the March 2024 Kitaholic kit. And when my mojo is a little bit lacking, and I'm not sure that it was lacking at this point, but I feel like I might be in a bit of a slump. I feel like I am kind of just creating the same thing over and over again. You know, adding embellishments, making clusters, adding a little bit of mixed media, and creating these pages that I feel like might start to look the same. And whether or not I've inspired you subscribers or channel watchers or anyone out there, I felt like I was in a little bit of a slump. So to break me out of that slump, I decided that I'm going to back this cut file. Now, I love cut files and I love backing cut files, but it's something I don't do enough. And so I decided that to get me out of my little slump, I was going to start with a backed cut file. Now you can see that off camera, I've gone ahead and used various different patterned papers, and that I've left some of those sections intentionally blank. And I do that because, as you can see, I've got this super bright yellow striped background paper, and I love how it just shines through those little gaps. I initially thought maybe I would put a little bit of mixed media in them, so I thought maybe I'd color with some of the Nuvo pens that we got, but I actually just like them, particularly once you add some cardboard or some foam to the back of the cut file and you've got that dimension. You could almost see a little bit of the shadow in the background, and it helps to just separate that background from the cut file and then the cut file from the photo. So again, I explained in my last video about how I am working through some older photos. I also, when we got this particular kit, went through my photos and pulled out lots of birthday ones because I wasn't sure what was going to work. I definitely had a few in my stash that hadn't made it onto a scrapbook layout yet, so it was really great to get a birthday themed collection and pull out some photos that I knew needed to get scrapped. So having lots of fun here, trying to sneak in some embellishments, but not overwhelming the page either. So there's a lot going on. Firstly, we've got bright striped yellow background. We've got that blackness of the cut file. It's a really geographical sort of circular textured cut file. It's got lots of pattern papers in the background. We've got a bright photo with birthday cake, embellishments, stars. It kind of at one stage felt to me it was probably a little bit too much, and I should have gone with the whole less is more thing, but I stepped back from it, and then as I looked at it from a distance, I didn't actually feel overwhelmed. And I think you can see that here, how it would possibly be too much if you look at it, but when you are actually not so much focused on every little thing that's on there, the whole thing comes together really nicely. So I managed to finish this layout quite quickly. Backing the cut file was the part that took the longest, actually adding those embellishments. And I love the title, Let's Eat Cake. I did not plan this layout with that title in mind, but I think it just pops so nicely off that black cut file and all those patterns that I've got going on. So in the end, I felt like it really coordinated quite nicely. Finally, what I wanted to do was to add some splatter. And you're probably thinking, why is she still adding stuff to this? There's so much going on. But to tie in my darkness of my cut file with that yellow background, splatter is sort of what I'm going to do. But I'm actually going to do what I'm going to call a neat splatter. So these little Nuvo pens, when you squeeze them, the ink runs down the end of the little brush on the end, and you can squeeze as much ink or as little ink as you like out of there. So I'm actually making some fake splatters by neatly just dropping little bits of that colour into the areas where I want it and trying to be quite random about it so it doesn't look like I actually put them there intentionally. So that is my share for today. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed that. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that little subscribe button.